What a great place. What a great stay. Amazing, incredible history. From here we parallel those dunes for I don't know how far, a few hours, and try and find this turn off to Chambers Pillar. Yeah, this was worth the trip, and we've covered about, I don't know, 3,000 kilometres to get here, but yeah, not sorry we came here. Beautiful. I expect the track out will be pretty good, because last night we saw a semi-trailer, in fact a road train, come through here, not on this track, around. It's a bit of a bypass. He was carrying lots of quads and that sort of thing, so I don't know whether it's a bunch of prospectors' gear or something, but clearly if he can come in, we'll be able to get out. Yeah, amazing country. Once again, there's Molly's grave there. R.I.P. Molly. Tough. A tough woman. Hardy. Just get on with it, she said. Just deal with it. It's a bit of a moonscape out here. A few blades of grass. Not much else. Not much else. Approaching a junction or a sign of sorts. 278 to Alice Springs, Ben's Track. If we go left, it goes to the Mac Clark Park, Acacia Puce. Oh, that's a strand of trees. I'm aware of that. Apparently it's quite unusual. There's only about, I don't know, 2 places in Australia where those trees are known to exist. But I believe that track end is pretty snotty, so I'm not quite sure whether the risk is worth the reward in our case. Bit of a change in the landscape now, coming into some hills, and I do see a gap. My guess is we're probably aiming for that. We'll know more soon. Been doing a bit of a sand dance. Whoopsie, that's bull dust. Been doing a bit of a sand dance in some of these places, but overall the conditions have been pretty good. A few loose cattle roaming. Pretty sprightly. Oh, more bull dust. No. Yeah, more bull dust there. It's like talcum powder. Oh, well, I was steering away from that gap. Maybe I was wrong. Doesn't matter. Certainly a change in the landscape now. Oopsie. Oopsie. Man down. And there's no surprises there. That's some heavy snot. It's hard to know which track to take. It's hard to know which track to take. Oh, this has got to be deep here. Yeah, problem would have been not having the bike vertical. and the front wheel just washes out from under you. Yeah, it's a tough grind. Still, it's the first bit of toughness since the shooter shack. A bit of hardship and misery is good for the soul. I'll go back the way I came. But yeah, it's a bit snotty there. After that it's alright. It'll be a bit of tough grind on the R1200, but Dave's skill set is pretty good. He'll be right. Look at that. See, if you hit that at speed, it's all over Red Rover, straight over the handlebars. And sometimes you can get big bundies in there, sometimes rims off vehicles. Bloody dangerous. Beautiful backdrop though. And it's warming up too. You know, we're wearing a few layers for protection and the like. Yeah, it gets pretty hot pretty quickly. Just shutting another gate. Where would you rather be, eh? At home, in front of the telly, after having a delicious dinner last night in a shower, or out here, living like a dog, eating out of a can, sleeping on the ground? I'll just leave that with you for a little while you think about it. Drive slowly, Homestead. They want us to keep the dust down. I don't know the name of this one. Doesn't matter, not important, we're just transiting through. Shortly we're going to come across a junction. I mean, this road will take you all the way through to Alice Springs, but we're going to take a turn off to see Chambers Pillar. And there's a sign indicating that we're still on the Bins track. Yeah, we're going to turn left onto a stock route and weave our way to Chambers Pillar. The problem is this stock route could be a bit dodgy. We don't know, there's not a lot of information about it. So we'll get to the junction, we'll turn left, and if the going is just too difficult, then we'll turn around and cut our losses and go straight to Alice. But if it's reasonable, that will take us on to what they call the South Road, which goes through a community and onto Chambers Pillar, so we'll know more soon. The terrain keeps changing, and I think we're still on the fringes of the Simpson Desert. Certainly we've come through part of the Simpson Desert earlier today, and we pulled over to have a bite to eat only 30 minutes ago, and we were still in the Simpson then. I think we must be getting close. Tom's doing some nav checks. This could be it. There's a sign on the opposite side that says Alambie. That must be that station back there. Santa Teresa, that's an old Catholic mission, now a community. Andado, Alice Springs, Bins track. So this must be the turn off the stock route. Oh, it looks in good shape from here. Oh, it says no through road. That can't be good. That can't be good. Alright. We're not going to make Chambers Pillar. There's two roads there, both have no through road signs. We think one is for the station to go to their cattle yards, and Tom went down the other, got so far in, 500 metres, and then it just turned to muck. So we're not going to be able to tackle Chambers Pillar from this angle. What we've agreed, we'll go to Alice. Alice is only an hour's drive from here, so we'll go to St. Teresa's, which is a old Catholic mission up here. It's an Aboriginal community. We'll have a signal there. We'll make a phone call to the caravan park, make a couple of bookings, and because we're staying in Alice for 2 nights, if blokes want to go to the Pillar, they can do that on their day off. It's not much of a run out of Alice Springs down there, so like I say, blokes who are hell-bent on seeing it, and it, you know, I might take that opportunity. So yeah, well, St. Teresa's is about 10 or 11 k's up the road here. We'll be there in a few minutes. Alright, got some good news and some bad news. The good news is the caravan park does have vacancies, but the bad news is they don't have any cabins, because all of us were looking to sleep off the ground again. Going to get a cabin and just sort of share it around, but all the cabins are booked because of the Todd Regatta, or whatever it's called. It's a boat race on the Todd River, which has no water. Yeah, more on that later. But they do have 10 sites, and the four of us will fit on one site for $40, so certainly good value for money. So we'll make our way towards Alice. It's about an hour away. I've been to that particular caravan park a few times over the years. I know the layout. There's some brumbies over there. Introduced species into Australia. Yeah, we'll make our way to Alice and be there in an hour. I thought it was going to be the end of the gravel, but not so. We're on sealed stuff for a few kilometres, but yeah, now it's gravel, and my guess is it'll be like that for most of the way into Alice. Welcome to Alice Springs. There's a lot of strife in this town at the moment, as is the case with a lot of regional towns. The local youth are just running amok, daring the police to get involved in car chases, ramming police cars, lots of break and enters, lots of assaults. It really is out of control, which is a bit sad for the town, because I quite enjoy Alice Springs. There's a lot to like about the place at the moment. Yeah, once the sun goes down, you're better off just staying indoors. Anyway, yeah, the tourist village that we're booked into is just down the road here. We'll make our way there and take it from there. I've stayed here before. The facilities are pretty good. Right, A3 is their campsite number. Got to sort of swipe in and swipe out. There's the camp kitchen and ablutions, showers, toilets. And here's A3. We'll just adopt a corner each. Beautiful. That's us. Alright, I'm just on my way into town. Today they've got a thing called the Henley on Todd, which is a boat race. The unusual thing about this is it's a boat race on a dry riverbed, the Todd River, which very rarely flows, very rarely has water in it. And initially it starts with a street parade going from the council chambers towards, I guess, the river, and that is through the pedestrian wall. So we'll go and have a look at that, and maybe later on this afternoon we'll go and have a look at a couple of the events. Should be a bit of fun. We actually wanted to hire a cabin yesterday evening when we got here, and all the cabins were occupied because of the influx of people coming to Alice Springs to have a look at the Henley on Todd. That's typical of the craft that are actually raced during the event. We'll check in on one or two of the events later on today. We're just going to rotate Tom's front tyre. It's got an unusual wear pattern and we're not sure it's going to last the journey, so we're just going to rotate the tyre 180 degrees on the rim in the hope that it actually gets him back to Perth. Yeah, to do that all we're going to do is deflate the tyre, break the bead, and using some dishwashing liquid just rotate the tyre 180 degrees. Amazing, Tom. This could be easier than we think. Right, now the other side. Look how stable the bike is on the bike stand. Yeah. Let's open it up first, right? From a potential ceasefire in Ukraine has ended, with both presidents declaring it an extremely... How easy is this?
Mate, it's so easy. You guys are incredible setup that keeps turning.
There, so we've still got a bit to go. Put your fingers there. I don't get them trapped. We need the brake on, Tom. You've got one. Well, this is the Todd River bed. The event is actually being held through there. It's been petitioned off. They're asking an entry fee, of course, I guess to help cover costs and the like. So I won't be going in there, but I might put the drone up, see if I can get some footage from the air without interrupting things too much. Here is another crossing of the Todd. This one leads straight into the town centre. Right. Oh, I thought we were leaving. Yeah, it's been done. Right, not much to look forward to today. Or blacktop. I knew it was sealed to Yuendamu on what they call the Tanami track, but I've discovered this morning, looking at a news article, that they've sealed a further 150 kilometres past Yuendamu. So that's at least 450 kilometres of blacktop, which doesn't float our boat a whole lot. Yeah, I mean, you got to expect parts of it, I guess. But anyway, we'll when we pull away from here, we'll go and get fuel. And some guys want to stick a bit of air in their tyres. We'll go to the Anzac Lookout here in Alice Springs. Quite an impressive commanding view of the layout of the town. And then we'll start heading north initially, and then pick up the Tanami track and start heading northwest for the next couple of days, I think. We've enjoyed the break, opportunity to have a shower certainly, eat some fresh food for a change, and also do a load of washing, clean socks and jocks. Another glorious day weather-wise. We have been blessed by the weather fairies. I mean, a bit cool, a bit nippy, but certainly clear days, warm. This is where they have their dawn service every Anzac Day. They've gone to a little bit of trouble. It's a lone emergency, 1950 to 60, Vietnam, 62-75, Indonesian confrontation, Iraq Gulf War, Afghanistan, 2001. Yeah, it's quite impressive. And as I said, the view gives you a good aspect of the way the city's laid out. Alright, we head north for a few kilometres, not very far, and then turn left onto the Tanami track. Alright, there's the turn off here, Yuendamu, and in fact it'll cross into Western Australia eventually. Although we won't be doing that, we'll be turning off before the WA border. Yeah, the truck drivers must love the fact that a lot more of it has been extended, because this road services the Granite's gold mine, and a lot of their stores and equipment gets in there by road. Down the single lane now. Stay on the road, big fella. Stay on the road. Mouth well, can get busy here after dark. There's a campground out there. We stayed here last year because bush camping was difficult. There's lots of fence lines around. I'm just going to check out the fuel situation. I wouldn't mind getting some super duper fuel, because after Yuendamu we've got about 1,000 kilometres of Opal fuel premium. Yeah, I might get a few litres of that, I think. The bike seems to run better on that than that other stuff. Uindamu is only 1 hour up the road. We've got to stop there, refuel and fill up our bladders because we need a range of 600 kilometres after that. Well, welcome to Uindamu. Now, fuel here is 24/7. Once again, it seems that most of these remote communities here in the Northern Territory have the swipe card set up, which makes it really convenient for travellers like us. I wish other states could take a leaf out of their book. Anyway, we'll pull over, get fuel, maybe a cup of coffee, and then keep heading northwest. Yeah, see, it looks like the shop is closed because lunchtime, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Yeah, it looks like it's closed for lunch, but yeah, we can still get fuel at least. I made a mistake. They're not closed for lunch. Today's Sunday. I've lost all track of which day of the week it is. So yeah, Sunday, closed on Sundays. We're going to try and push on to Rabbit Flat, which is an abandoned roadhouse. We were there last year just for a visit, but yeah, that's 300 k's, so that's a big ask. We do have another 150 kilometres of newly sealed road, so we'll see how we go. But I've said let's not make it our focus, because then you make mistakes, take chances. So yeah, we'll get underway in a few minutes.